Okay, we are gonna do the upside pre-trip on the newest chem truck. This is 1928. One of the first things we're gonna check, other than make sure that we do our CDL pre-trip, make sure it has fuel, is check the hydraulic tank, make sure it has some fluids shown on the side glass. Then on our boom, one of the things we're actually going to look for, this one is actually missing. There should be a pin right there locking, and then one to transport. Inside the cab there is the controls that we actually use to maneuver the cylinders. We push the button, the cylinder will raise up and then it will unlatch, and actually will lift up, and then you can swing out your boom. On the boom itself, we're gonna make sure that it's not bent, and all the lights and nozzles are where they're supposed to be. Once we are inside the cab, we are gonna make sure we turn them on and check the booms and spray them off. One of the things we actually need to check in here is the bypass valves. Make sure they are in the travel position, which is this side and that side. If they're straight up, that means that the flow stops right there. Continue all the way in the back. Make sure we check this cylinder as well. And we have another cylinder in there and more booms all the way in the rear. Those controls are basically they're open or close. This is your fill in when you actually need to put more cam. If we need to bypass the cam, there is a section on the back right there. There's the bypass valve. You can turn that one on and actually will fill a lot quicker. To the side you have a hose. It actually measures how much cam you actually have. It's blue, so we can actually see as we travel how much we have, and we have numbers on it. Basically that's it. That's the only things you check on the chem trucks and outside. Once we go inside, then it will be a different story. This side is exactly the same. That's what we're gonna check. As you go in, you open the door. There's the master switch on in there. You make sure you turn them on. This one has another one.
Turn your key on. Which is okay. All right. Pump on.
Pump on.
Pump on.
All right.
Okay. Now you got your light switches right here. And this is to control the boom. Flip this up. Master. You want that on all the time while you're running it. This in here is your main on and off. Cam on, cam off. This in here is your valves in the back. Left, center, right, boom. Okay, and this is if you want to sit still and run cam out, you want to put it on manual. Flip your switch on. You can do it. You can check your chem with the wings folded in if you want to too. Okay, now you're ready for chem to come out. Sitting still, and this is not moving, so you want chem to come out. Increase. Just keep doing that until chem comes out. Once chem comes out, come over here and shut it off. Or you can get out and check your nozzles real quick. Then when chem comes out, flip this back up to main one, or rate one. This here should be on speed. Now you're ready to go. Okay, here's an override button. This override's just for taking out your booms. So you want your booms out, you hold that override up and run your booms out. Once it clears the cradle, you can release that. Run your booms out. You want to bring your booms back in, bring them back in. You do not need to override but the locks automatically come up when you bring them back in. This is up and down. If you can't get them cradled back into the cradle, you can raise or lower it a little bit on your booms. So when you're out there ready to go and on the runway and you got it on speed, you can go ahead and raise that up. When you start moving, Kim's going to come out. When you stop, Kim's going to stop coming out. And you can shut that off. But it runs off of speed. So, and this will go off if you're going too fast. It'll start beeping at you. That's okay, you're still putting Kim down. So when you slow back down to the right speed, it won't buzz at you no more. And that's about it.
The key on.
That is basically your master.
That's your main power. Then you got controls of the main panel.
Yep. And you want to flip it to on both of them.
It's gonna reboot and set itself to the previous settings.
Oh. Hydraulic pump would need to be on. Next, you would want to unlock your booms, which would be here. The unlock. You would need to press and hold that while you moved your booms out. These are boom left, down, right, down, left in, right in. And you would obviously push those to move them out. I'm not going to do it now since we're inside the barn. And then once those are out, you make sure they're all fully extended. And at that point, you can turn on your nozzles. Depending on what you're doing, you would turn on all of them, which would be all on. And this section here is your beacon lights. All of your beacon lights, you just turn all those on. As far as in-cab stuff, as far as truck lighting and things like that, would be this panel. All of your gauges as far as air pressure, fuel, coolant, oil pressure, and coolant temperature. After you're complete for the night, you want to make sure that you're...
Is this button flush?
Flush. You would just turn that on and hold it on.
Okay. Anything else about this panel and what it controls?
Negative.
Do you need to mess around with any of the controls in there?
These are all set, preset by Fleet for all speed control.